So, what's your name?
Viola.
Viola, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
What industry do you currently pursue your career in?
I'm currently with finance and the cost accountant to my company.
So, why did you choose to follow your passion or follow that industry?
Yeah, like my experience is a little different to most of the an average immigrant woman in Canada. Like I left Cameroon back in 2006, went to Germany for my undergraduate in natural resource management, and then got a scholarship to UBC to do a master's degree. So after graduating from an elite university in Canada, I was instantly eligible for high paid jobs. I started working right in the forestry sector for close to 5 to 6 years, making good money. And then suddenly I decided to switch my careers into the financial aspects of forestry. So my understanding back when I was at the university was, you know, um, resources, especially like forestry resources, they are more of a commodity product. So in that sense, it means you have to understand the financial aspects of commodity product. So that was what sparked me to go into finance. I started doing finance, like I had no background in finance whatsoever. I went back to school, started studying, took almost 15 exams, and currently I'm in the CPA program, just having one more year to go to complete. So for me, my career path has not been like a typical immigrant African lady. So what I see Tracy and her team do is amazing. Like you people, you bridge that gap that has been there forever. It pains me when I come across black women, immigrant women coming into this country with all the accolades, all the knowledge, and they flip burgers. Like that is so wrong. If you go through the career and the immigration process to come into Canada, the process seeks women who are knowledgeable. They seek women who have knowledge in whatever field they are. And it's so frustrating for these women to come into Canada, selling all what they have back home, give up all their life, give up everything they've worked for, and dream of a better life, and come into this country and mop floors. Like to me, that is just a travesty. I don't have that same path, but to me, it's like a lie. Like it's like they told these women back in their home country, come here and we're going to give you a better life. If you come here, you work hard, you're going to get a better life. It's there's something missing in that message. I think it's about time the Canadian government and the city of Edmonton support Tracy to make amends of what they've told these women coming from their home country. And what Tracy is doing, it just takes that unknown away for people who have no clue where they are, how they're going to start, where do they go to get jobs, jobs that befit their status. It's so frustrating coming into a brand new country. Some of them come in with families and they're like, okay, now what? Where do I start? What do I do? Where do I go? Who do I talk to? And they have Tracy right there who can hold their hand and show them the right doors and said, no, you have all this knowledge. You don't have to mop the floor. You don't have to flip burgers. There's a different path to where you came from. There's a different path to achieve where you're going. And it's just about time somebody was able to come up with this knowledge and this gap bridging to make women, achieve their highest potential. And I look at myself today and I'm like, if I came through the typical, immigrant woman coming into Canada, dreaming for a better life, I would have been in the same pot. But because I had a different trajectory, coming in and going to the university in Canada, and my degrees were recognized right away, it like I don't even know where to start. Now you look at what Tracy is doing, you're like, okay, why? What is the next level to this? How is she able to, first of all, meet these ladies, and second of all, have the right platform to meet companies, for these companies to accept these ladies, for these companies to train them, for these companies to support them, and make them successful? Because I speak for myself as an immigrant woman, there's still those challenges, right? Like yeah, like I've been in the financial sector. It's not easy. You still have these barriers, you still have these challenges, you still have all these all these seal that you have to break, that you have to shatter. When you say A, you have to mean A. A has to mean A. There's no wiggle room. It's just, it's like every day you have to work double extra hard than what an average Canadian would do to keep that job. Like I show up, I'm always one of the first to be there at my work. I leave like one of the last people, and I have to do those things to even just gain the trust and to maintain the job. And some of the immigrant women coming from different parts of the world to Canada, their job lifestyle is not the same like what the expectations are here in Canada. So to me, somebody who, let me say, was in the finance sector back in Cameroon, for example, in Nigeria, for example, they probably go to the office at 8 o'clock, and by 2 o'clock they're done. Or maybe the cultural lifestyle at the work office is different. But in Canada, when they say you come in at 8 and you leave at 4, they mean you come in at 7:30 and leave at 4:50.
And coupling to being a mother, wife, and every other
So
thing.
right, so being a mother with kids back home, sometimes these kids they miss their bus in the morning, or maybe sometime the kid is sick at school. You have to jump out to get the kid from school. It's a struggle. So I think um, the industrial sector, a bunch of these companies, they need to understand the lifestyle of an immigrant woman. They need to, be ready to meet them midway to accommodate some of their struggles. They need to be there to support them instead of chastising, support them to grow and understand the environment they are in, and give them a chance. Because I think some of these companies hire immigrant women, but they don't give them the chance to grow. They don't give them that chance. They expect them to perform, to present themselves, to do everything like a lady that was born in Canada, raised in Canada, know the system in Canada, and this is all they know. So to me, if they can be a little bit flexible to give these women time to adapt, time to grow, and then all what they'll get from them is a successful company. They'll get the best out of them and support them, because if you support a woman is a bedrock to the family. This woman in turn support the children and produce good, successful children to support the Canadian system. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. So if you take in an immigrant woman today into your company and you let her go in 3 months' time, how have you supported her? How have you extended a hand to meet her midway? What are the resources you put in place to treat her a little different, to give her the room to make mistakes, to give her the room to acknowledge her mistakes and learn? 3 months is not enough time. You need to establish the rules and just see if they're willing to try. And I bet you, an immigrant woman in Canada with children bills to pay, they are all ready to work. What they miss is the support. What they miss is someone to talk to and someone to understand them. If those things are in place, and if they're just willing to just give them a little bit of room to breathe, you get the best out of these women. Back home where I grew up, you look at strong women, women who go beyond miles just to make ends meet. And if they have this opportunity today, why not? They are here to grow. They are here to give the best life for their children. They are here to support people back home. And all they need is just someone to take them in, give them a desk or an opportunity, and let them shine.
That's true.
And it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Love it. So coupling to the fact that we mostly be told by companies that we don't have the experience to work, what is your say around that?
That is a convoluted question. What is experience? Experience means you do the same job over and over and over, and you become proficient at that job. So if these women don't have the exposure to do that job over and over and over to become competent, how are they going to build experience? If they never had experience, how did they get to Canada? They filled application forms, immigration forms, saying I was a financial analyst back in my country, and you gave them citizenship to come and do that job in Canada. Now they're in Canada, and you tell them they don't have experience as a financial analyst.
Canadian experience.
Right, they don't have Canadian experience. How are they going to get Canadian experience without working in Canada to get the experience? It's just mind-blowing. It's just frustrating that there are things in place that does not support what the system puts to bring these women over.
Love it.
Without a strong, every home is built on a strong woman. If you don't have a strong woman, a strong immigrant woman, you cannot get strong immigrant children. It's as simple as that. You need these women to be supported. You need these women to be exposed. You need these women to make their own money. Because when a strong woman means she makes her own money, she makes decisions away from the husband, with the husband. When I say away, it doesn't mean she's doing decisions, shielding the husband away. No. She has that
she's empowered.
ability and the empowerment to say, oh no, I want my kid to play soccer alongside with school. I can pay for the soccer practice. This kid goes to soccer, make friends, being exposed. They can make friends. They can, they can look at life from different perspectives. And when these kids grow in the system, they are able to go to the university, they can do other things, and that's how you get a successful generation of children. And these children contribute to the Canadian system. So when you're missing the bedrock of this all, what are you doing? What are you doing, Canada? So to me, going back to Tracy, she is trying to bridge this gap. I've been in Canada for over 15 years. I've never come across any organization that does what she's doing. She needs to be supported to get a bunch of these women's feet into the door.
Love it.
And the next level will be support for these women. Once they are supported, once they are nurtured, everything that needs to grow needs support, needs to be nurtured. Even a seed to grow, you need the support, you need water, you need air, you need all of those things for a successful plant. This is what we need to do for Canadian families, that we've given them all these hopes and promises to come into Canada, and then they flip burgers. Like that is just a steal. That is just a travesty.
Thank you. So what is your advice now for women that are aspiring, that are still open to get a better career so they can be happy? What's your advice? One advice for them?
One advice for me is don't give up. Don't give up, because Giving up is not even an option. You need to dig in. You need to work. You need to know that all the odds are stacked against you. So when you are searching, it's frustrating. I can't even relate with you because I didn't go through that struggle. But even just giving myself as an example, having a job for me it's like, even till this day, I still being treated like it's like a favor. Yeah. Like most places I've worked, I'm the most qualified with a master's, a bachelor's degree, with currently working with a CPA to become CPA certified. Like I'm about to work on my third degree. And I work in environment with people that have never even been to the university, not to talk of having an undergraduate. And still they make you feel like you don't even belong here. And sometimes I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Right?
It's a favor.
It's like it's like without me you can't even sit here.
That's true.
But I come in and I do your work. I grow your company. I put in my time, and you still come across like you're helping me because I'm an immigrant woman. Are you kidding? If I walk away from here, yes, you get somebody to come in, but I don't
Know your
think you get that
qualification.
same, qualification and the commitment and all that. And what I tell immigrant women is this: the journey is not easy. You walk in, they look at you, they look at your hair, they look at your makeup, they look at your nails, they look at everything before they even offer you a job, before they even ask you a question. All of that plays into the process. The struggle is real. But what I tell you is, if you look at the struggle and all that is stacked against you, you will never achieve your potential in Canada. You need 1,000 no's for 1 yes. And it's going to happen. There are still good people in Canada. There are good companies in Canada. I've worked in so many companies, and I'll tell you, they are good bosses. They are bosses. Like, I'm sitting here and making all this comment because I've worked with bosses who trusted me, who believed in me, who fostered me, who trained me. And there's still people out there like that. Just keep believing, keep hoping, and keep casting your rod. If it means you have to go back and retrain yourself, do that. If it means you have to take a bunch of evening classes
That's why
while taking care of your
Women Leader is
kids,
here. Yes.
do that.
Yeah.
Because in as much as they say they want Canadian experience, sometimes I see why they say that. Sometimes I see why employers will say, oh, we want Canadian experience. Because they want people who are ready. They want people who know what the expectations are. But if we limit ourselves to just Canadian experience, then why are you bringing in immigrants then? So people need to open their minds, be willing to support these ladies, and they know that they're here to work. And even if the performance is not at par at what you're looking for, just give them time. Open your minds. Just close your eyes to some of the African or the immigrant woman needs, and just trust in the person. At the end of the day, we are all human. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing: successful children, a comfortable environment, and that's just what life is all about. So what I tell immigrant women is, when you come in, it's so frustrating, but don't give up. If you think where you're supposed to be, you are not there yet, don't stop. Because if you look at me today, after my master's degree, I'll be like, oh no, I'm done. I have a comfortable job. I don't need to work. I don't need to go back to school. And then it means you're missing the mark. You have to keep working. I went back to school. I'm writing exams. I have 3 kids. My husband works out of country. But you cannot give up. You have to keep growing yourself to get to where you think your level is. And people will tell you the odds will stack against you, but don't stop. keep fighting until you get what you're looking for, because nobody's going to hand it over to you in a silver platter. If they do that, then they're not helping you. When you work hard at something, it even means more. So please, if you need to go back to school, do that. If you need to get training, do that. If you need a mentor, get a mentor. I have my mentors. I have people that I check in on a monthly basis. They tell me, I tell them if I have difficulties at work, I give them a call. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to put this package together and I'm missing this. What am I missing? You need a support team on your side. And Tracy is right there with all the resources that you need
At Grow Women Leaders.
at Grow Women Leaders to give you that support to make you successful in Canada. So don't give up, please.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your
Oh,
time.
this is my woman.